Alright, so we are back. We completed our training for the week. We are facing the Carolina Panthers again. And hopefully we can pull out the win this time. That'd be great. That would be absolutely great. So, we have had a terrible first season. I just barely got the game like 4 days ago, 5 days ago. And actually I got it on Super Bowl Sunday and started playing this Sunday evening.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 19.
First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Straight ahead is a rematch from last year's NFC wildcard round between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Breeze. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. And the trick play doesn't work. Good reaction there defensively, and it'll be 4th down. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
All right.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll get this one up to the 26. It's the linebacker, Manti Te'o, on the stop.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult third down call now.
Throwing on third down, Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The 21 yards there as they convert on third.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athletics.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
All right.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
To throw on second down is Newton. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. Going for it all. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. Fights loose. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Calling about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a 1st down. Try to pound it in, Kamara. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Well, what? Oh, I threw it to the wrong damn button. Of course I did.
Stride for stride.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, like hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
False start.
False start. Offense.
Yeah, maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. McCaffrey following the penalty. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
On second down, McCaffrey. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
To throw on 3rd down, Newton. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And partner, I'm going to make a quick pivot here and ask you to play general manager. It's well documented they're last in the league in offense, number 32. What changes might they make?
And this where you have to be almost like a chess master as a general manager, because you have a few things at your disposal that you need to use. Obviously the draft, free agency, maybe you can make some trades, but also look at your practice squad. Have you been grooming players to promote and give them an opportunity to play as well? That way you start to supplement as well as replace guys that need it. So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Kamara.
Where's my blocking?
Finding a lane, he barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse. Come up with
Bullshit.
Up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this 1st half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there. And good.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Will Lutz on for the point after. Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? And turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
On first down, Newton can find it. He lost the football. It's out. The Saints say they have it, and they do.
Let's go, baby.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. In for the score. And the Saints add on to their lead.
Partner, remember that old film with Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Lutz with the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That could be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Newton. It's hauled in by Torrey Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. On 1st and 10, Newton. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
That shouldn't have been
Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Newton to throw. And the tight end Olsen, right side. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
All right.
On 1st down, it's Newton. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey.
Damn it.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
His throw caught at about the 5. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Oh, man.
Contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment, defense.
That was a bullshit call.
So a jump there
I never even touched my controller.
Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So it's still 1st and goal, but now they get to try from a bit closer. They'll run for it with Anderson. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. On the ground, McCaffrey. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. And before this 4th and 3 play, we're going to get whistles and a timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. 4th down, and here's Graham Gano now in the field goal unit for the Panthers. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Gano's kick is right through.
They got 3.
Here, it's now
Oh well.
17-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. So we've come upon halftime here in week 17.
Halftime.
As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our halftime report. Playoff lives hanging in the balance as we take you around the NFL one final time. We'll start over in Tampa, an NFC South matchup between Atlanta and Tampa Bay. And that one getting close to halftime with the Falcons out in front. Matt Ryan with 3 touchdown passes there. From there, we head up to our nation's capital to check on the Redskins at home at FedEx Field. And they currently trail the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Mike Wallace, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore and check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Browns in that one. Duke Johnson has found the end zone there. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back.
An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. They'll get 4 on second down, but it leaves them with third and still 9 to go.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On third down, Newton. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Newton finding Funchess for the Panther first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Demario Davis there on the stop.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun on third down, Newton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And Gano's kick is right through. And a second field goal here gets them back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think, at any moment, I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Now Breeze on third down. He's going to air one out. And incomplete.
That was bullshit.
The ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
I was wide
You hear the
open.
calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. This is taken at the 23. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now a play fake here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. The linebacker, Junior Gillette, in on the stop.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment.
What?
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Still third down.
And the penalty, it helps a little, but they'll still have to navigate a 3rd and 9 now. A shotgun snap for Newton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
What the fuck was that?
Now here live in New Orleans. It's
Pick
the
it up.
Panthers in possession of the football,
What?
but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter of play. The best starting field position you could possibly have. 1st and goal from the 1. Here's Newton. Buying time under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. Sheldon Rankins able to get him for a loss of about 3.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Newton. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
So once again, they dial up the pressure and get home and get a sack. It brings up a 3rd and long, but it's really not an unmakeable one, especially considering they just gave up back-to-back sacks.
Now Newton on 3rd and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone.
What?
Touchdown, Carolina. Devin
That was some
Funchess,
shit.
his first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers have got it back to a 1-score game.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. Now a hit and a loose football.
It was down.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They begin on the ground with Kamara and able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another 1st down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Ready. Yellow waiting. Yellow waiting.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. We're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Ready. We're waiting.
Bree's going to throw here. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And what a return.
Wow.
As he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trusting his quarterback and trusting his offense.
But still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to throw. Going back to Moore. This time he's got him complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. They'll look to throw. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal. He's back to throw. And that's
Fuck
gonna be
you, man.
Funches for a Carolina touchdown.
That was bullshit.
Devin Funches, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers have taken the lead here in the 4th. Extra point try, good by
Wow.
Gill.
Wow, I know it's a never say never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say, the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is
And then there's going to be a penalty on me, right?
Because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come
Of
back
course.
a long way.
They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
Ready. We're waiting.
He'll look to throw. It's brought in right side by Gill. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Back to throw. He's got a man open. It's Cameron Meredith. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops.
Oh my God.
Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Kuechly that picks it, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of 2 halves, won't you?
Hey, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
180. 180.
I just can't believe it.
A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles, and really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.